Hey guys, welcome back to Rocketeers Motorsport here with Silverstone with the F1 Grand Prix. As you can see, turn 1 causing a bit of drama with a Williams driver and a Red Bull of Crimson Blade spinning off at turn 1, hitting the wall hard, lucky not to lose his wheel. Now, on board with Interlagos, he goes through Stowe, I believe this one is, and he's gone onto the grass, and he's out of qualifying. Interlagos is out of qualifying. Big shot by the lad. 2004R starting his lap. What can he do with that lap time? Meanwhile, coming around the last couple of corners, Mega Centurion, he gets only up to P10, only beats 2004. He's got to improve on that, does Mega, and I'm pretty sure he's going to properly send this lap as you go through turn 1, turn 2. He's got to, oh, we got invalidation, that time we got it fast, and that's his qualifying done. The other Ferrari driver of Harrison's also spun off. So those two Ferrari boys not really doing much. A lot of invalidations here, so is anyone actually on a lap, except for Mega Centurion 2004? Well, possibly Crimson. We'll come back to Crimson, I think. As Mega going into the Brooklyn section has backed off his lap and Crimson validated, so he doesn't improve on his lap time. Joe, what can he do? Coming around the last couple of corners on the medium compound tyre. Coming around the last corner, comes to the line. What a lap to get him himself into P7. Good job by him. But it is, in fact, going to be Joker on pole, Sam in P2. Nice job by those two to get that sorted and dealt with for the front row. As we see those lap times. That's not a bad lap time. A 25.0 at Silverstone. I want to be seeing that full lap time. That's impressive. To beat the likes of Sam, Golden Fast, Harrison. I expect a few of them have got excuses because they're racing drivers. You know how it is. And we'll see what those excuses are probably in the chat later on today. As going through the order then. YY setting pretty much 25.6. And that only put him into a respectable position of P5, so 6/10 separate the top 5. That's really impressive by the guys to keep it nice and closely matched. Really, I'm a bit shocked by that at Britain. I thought it would be a bit more further away. As I am just searching on Google for corner names as we speak, and it's actually put me on IMI. I don't know what's going on there. But Joker on pole position. What can he do? Sam P2. Great job by him in the Williams today. I don't really know why he decided to go to Williams, but you know what, Sam, you do you. It's got a fast P3, Harrison P4, YY P5. As be interesting to see where he can come through as well. P5 not bad. As Chris P6, shout out to him for getting into another top 10. P7 on the mediums, that's a shout out. It's over Joe. That is definitely impressive. As we got P8 Interlagos, P9 Extra Cornish, Jack P10 in his last Grand Prix with us, I believe. Mexico P11, 2004R in P12. So P13 must go to Crimson. And of course JJ rounding out the field. Not a bad way to round out the field here at Silverstone. It looks like it's going to be a nice sunny race. Not really too much to comment on with that race. But it's definitely one that you want to go to with the weather being like it is. 10 red lights then. And are we going to get lights out? Away we go at Silverstone. Yes, we do. Joker gets a great start. Or does he? Sam gets an even better one up the inside into turn 1 to get the whole shot. Sam into P1 then. As further back, there's a few cars running a bit off. And I think there was a spin for Exo Cornish there at the back. And I think he has gone around. That's not good for him at all. As they head into village and farm areas. Now heading through the left-hander. What's happening on the exit here? Anything? Yes, there's a car spinning. Is that YY? Yes, it is. YY's gone around. At the fast left, he must have had contact with someone. So far, this has been a very messy start. I would not be surprised if we see a safety car about now for the chaos that has happened with YY and Extra Cornish in 2004. He's also been involved in all this chaos at some point because he's had a bad start. JJ making a good start, passing 3 drivers there. Now heading into the next fast right-hander, and this is Cop's Corner, I believe this one is. So go to the fast right then. Any sort of problems? Yes, Interlagos is off into the wall. Interlagos then, he's gone off. We've got another one off. Joe's out. I have no idea what's going on here, but Joe's out of the race. Interlagos is involved. Extra Cornish has been had a huge front wing damage. Joker's off as well. Oh, this is a red flag. I'm sorry, but there is 6 or 5 cars out of the turn 1 already, and that's just not what you want to see at all. This is what happened to YY then. Off the line he gets, and it's not a bad start. Shifting up straight to 3rd gear there. Puts him into overtake, gets past the right-hand side there of Chris. To keep his position off the track goes McLaren in front of him with Joker. Bit of yellow flags in the background, that's when Extra Cornish ran off. But I do feel a red flag was needed there due to the fact there was 6 cars just spinning off in turn 1. Very messy. Not what you like seeing, as off goes YY. That's what he did. Onto the infield, had contact, not really his fault. Here we go then for race, well, after the red flag, I suppose. Here we go, 10 red lights and away we go. This time it's Sam on pole position because Joker couldn't rejoin because his car was broken or something like that. I don't really know. That's just the excuse he's going to use, and we're going to use it as well. Let's head through turn 2, farm curve. Now heading into village corner, the turn 3, tricky corner. On up the inside goes Golden fast on Sam. Rough move there, but Sam holds the position for now. And Golden runs in a bit deep there, in fact. So that's going to hold it round the outside, or is he? As a bit more contact for Crimson. That's not going to do his hopes any good at all as well. As heading against Brooklyn corner, up the inside goes Golden on Sam. Sam gets forced onto the green painted area. Not really going to do him much good round there. But he starts the inside line. And the Stockman tyre compared to Golden on the mediums. Doesn't quite make it work though. As we now head back into Cop's corner. The fast right-hander. With your Golden fast winning the race so far. And your winner. He's leading the race and he's been it. Golden fast has made an absolute shocker of that. Spinning it round. That's going to put him down to dead last. But continuing to the first start. That's much cleaner through Cop's corner. As now heading through Magnus and Beckett's section and Chapel. It looks like the side-by-side between Crimson and JJ. Crimson almost is the rid. Doesn't quite get past JJ yet. As we go on to this long back straight. The hanger straight, this one's called. As he headed to Stowe, the fast right-hander. Any moves being made? Not quite. On the exit of Stowe. Anything going to happen into the chicane. This is the Vale chicane, I believe this one is. And then on to Club Corner. Last couple of corners and on to the Sir Hamilton Straight is what's been named, but I'm not going to use that name today because that's complicated and I'm not going to do that. As head through turn 1, huge mistake there for Sam, almost loses the car completely, and Joe is in the lead of the Grand Prix. I must have missed that, unless that happened earlier and I just was being blind. Probably is what happened. As a couple more overtakes being made, so there's a bit of a battle going here, because I think Chris has got to put a setup on. There's a huge train forming behind it, big mistake there by Meg Centurion. Just got Hangout to drive there. And apparently he's got DRS, but he just can't use it because it's lap 2 and the game's showing lap 3. Bit broken, I don't know what's going on there, don't blame me. It's now Jack versus Meg Centurion. Meg's trying to go around the outside of Jack, that's not going to quite work because Jack's on no sauce. But Mega got a feel for him, he's definitely going to get held up there. Now, off the line here, this lap to go fast. Oh, Harrison on board it, my bad. As away we go for the Grand Prix, bad start for Harrison, he lost the rear there. That's cost him quite a bit. It's turn 1 that's contacting him and Joe, which in fact gives Harrison damage. Is that penalty worthy? Was that penalty worthy? I don't know. And should probably look at that. I think I did. I can't remember if I did it. I think so not. So we'll go with it. I can't remember. As heading through into Stowe Corner, this is on lap 1. This is where Golden went up to Narnia on the right hand side. And that gives Harrison a free position and move up the field. Now on board with Chris here on lap 2. I think this is lap 2. I don't know. The game's just broken at this point. It's either lap 2 or lap 3. You work it out. As Chris then, as round the outside goes Cornish. What a move by Cornish to get that one done through Mags and Beckett's. It probably does help that Chris didn't have a setup on, but even so, that is a great move. Now Jack versus Chris onto the hanger straight. Jack's got the overtake button in use with the Rich Mix. This is from back lap 2. Is he going to make a move into the right hander of Stowe Corner? Not quite this time. But round the outside goes Golden fast on JJ to get that move done. And JJ thought about the look up the inside but didn't quite get it pulled off. As Jack looking for a move here on Chris. Is he going to try it to Club Corner? The last couple of corners. Oh, he's just going to get that done. Great move by Jack to get that one done on Chris. And Chris has got me frustrated with the amount of time he's going backwards here in this Grand Prix. Heading through turn 2. A little bit more battling going on. Is Golden going to chuck up the inside of 2004? He didn't quite do it into that corner, but Chris holding his defence, going back up the inside and around the outside of Jack. Is he going to make that move done? He is still side by side with Jack here. There is DRS now activated. This is now lap 3. The problems I'm having with the technical issues. As looking at the end of this battle is Golden fast. He's going to try and make his way through the field as quick as possible. Heading through Brooklyn corners, round the outside is Golden fast, going to go on the Williams drive, it doesn't quite work. They're now 3 wide, heading through Woodcote, and the old MotoGP line really, but Golden fast gets 2 cars there, into Lagos and 2004. Great move of fast, a great racecraft, and then he goes off the track at Cop's corner. That's not going to do any good. As Magnus and Beckett's comes on, Chris makes a huge mistake through Magnus and Beckett's. That's going to cost him a lot of time. It is costing him a lot of time. After now going up to hanger straight, there's so much battling going on here. I don't know where to look. Heading into the next right-hander, that's Stowe Corner. Who's going to come out on top as he goes through Stoke corner? Chris has missed his breaking point. Chris has gone straight on. He's into the wall, and Chris is out of the Silverstone Grand Prix. And we have a safety car being thrown. And that is just, you see the mistake by Chris. This is what started it all. Chris made a mistake through Max and Beckett's Chapel section. Coming round the outside with Golden to make this fantastic overtake on Chris. And he's in the slipstream with the DRS, so Mega's true. He's going to look to go up the inside of Mega, you've got to feel. And Chris just misses his braking point. I think clips poor old Golden Fast. Gets clipped in the rear. And he in fact gets a 5-second penalty for that contact. And look in front. Mega's true gets a penalty for that. You're not supposed to do that going into the pit lane. And I guarantee he got penalised. Probably a 5-second penalty as Joe left the session. And he is your race leader. That's not good news at all, and he's got to rejoin, but it's going to be too late, and Sam is probably going to be able to lead this pack away then. Going to start, finish straight. Sam then, with the green flags being allowed to be activated, it's turn 1, goes Sam to take the lead of the Grand Prix to get past the Joe, who's had connection issues this Grand Prix, and I do feel bad for when that happens. This is more like going on between 2004 and Golden Fast, into the right left, as Golden Fast sideways. Making his way through there. Great move by Golden Fast round the outside. I'm really impressed with this this guy's talent so far to get himself through the field. He's had a few bits of contact, but at the end of the day, it's been pretty clean so far, which is unusual for some of these drivers, that's for certain. And he's through Brooklyn corner. As any moves being made. Yes, Harrison, he's the one now making his way up through the pack as well after he pitted. Now, I think that was a mistake there by 2004. As through goes Golden Fast on Joe, who's still disconnected, I believe, at this stage. And that's really not going to do him any good. And this contact, Sam's crashed. Sam has gone off. I do not know what's gone on there, but Sam has had an accident through Rags and Beckett's. That's going to cost him a lot. As there's a car slowing there, Golden. Maybe there was contact between Golden and Sam, or Golden's just let a load of people free because of illegal overtakes because of yellow flags. I don't really know what's happened here. As Mexicarian's taken a little bit of advantage to get past 2004 right there. Nice move. Now JJ up the inside into Lagos, into the right hander. Great move by JJ, showing his moves in the Mercedes today. That's a nice neat one as well. As next up is Golden Fast, going to look into the Brooklyn corner up the inside of Joe. Thought about it, but it didn't quite get there because thankfully Joe is now back in the session. Jack still in P2 at this stage, and Extra Cornish, who had a spin in the opening start, is now leading the Grand Prix by 2 seconds. He's got to keep that going, otherwise he's going to have problems later on in the race. But now, Jack's coming under power from Joe, up the inside of Cop's corner. The 3 wide. Jack had to back off because he went off the track. Joe lost so much momentum from that overtaking contact with Jack, that Golden Fast has made another fantastic overtake from the lad. And here you go, on board here. It did help that Joe had a little bit of squeeze off by Jack, but that was fair. A little bit of weaving there by Jack, but once again, he's just taking his normal line as they head through into Cop's corner. He just runs too wide, and that gives the perfect line for Mr. Golden Fast to get himself through past both cars at Cop's corner. That's really impressive. I like that move as he goes through Max and Beckett's and Chapel corners. As now he's onto the hanger straight, and he will keep that P2, I expect, and he has done so far. Now heading into Stoke corner. Any moves being made anywhere else? Can't say there is. Now heading into Vale chicane. It's definitely a difficult one, and then you head through Club corner, the right-handers. As any moves being made here yet? Not really. Further back, something's happened to Harrison. Is Harrison in the pits, or has he just dropped? Oh my God! Sam's almost just binned it into the pit lane wall there. He's lost the rear out the final corner. That's really not going to do any good at all. He's broken his front wing, and he's not really lifted through turn 1. And when you've got a broken front wing, you've got to lift more than what he has done, and that's caused him a lot more time than he would have wanted. Harrison up the inside of Crimson. Crimson fighting straight back through the left-hander. The side-by-side between the two of them. Somehow Harrison keeping that one done. Then we had a virtual safety car on the virtual safety car restart. Jack had a drive-through, and there's been contact between him and YY there. Front wing flying off to Narnia there. But Jack's got back past YY. And Sam's left the session now as well. Here you go. Jack just moves right, and I don't understand that. I think Jack's got to take blame for that one. I don't think YY had anything to do with that. Now, all with the back is Extra Cornish. Is he going to lose the position here? It's Golden Fast heading in Stowe corner. Golden Fast just so much quicker in a straight line at the moment. Heading in Stowe, gets to the Grand Prix. And I expect that's probably the last time they'll see of him until he pits. And as you see, straight away he's put out a 4-second gap, and Joe's now making his response, getting past Extra Cornish as well. So Extra Cornish dropping 2 positions here, and he tries to get a move back through Vale Chicane, loses the rear slightly there. You could feel that was going his way, and that hasn't worked too. As now up the inside goes Interlagos on 2004, nice move by Interlagos. In the pits went Joe, by the way, so Harrison is now into 3rd position, and both the Ferrari drivers looking pretty good at this point in the race. Now, into Vale Chicane, into Club Corner, 2004, gonna have another look here on Interlagos. Not quite, he's lost a lot of time onto the start and finish straight there. Now as they head through Brooklyn Corner on board with JJ at this point, not really too much going on there though. Meg Centurion then, he's now finally in the DRS of Harrison. That's gonna do him a lot of favours indeed in this Grand Prix. Now, 2004 R versus Interlagos still. Is 2004 R versus Interlagos. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to have the overtake. He's going to have Rich Mix as well. Interlagos trying to weave to get 2004 out of the slipstream. But 2004 isn't not listening to any of that. Trying to go right outside of Brooklyn Corner. That would have been brave. He pulled that one off. And he doesn't quite get that one done. Moving on then to this battle going on between Interlagos 2004 and Jack. Heading into Stowe Corner. 2004 looking up the inside of Interlagos. Not quite into Stowe Corner. So now it's going to give Jack the run into Vale Chicane. Into the first bit of the chicane. Then Jack dive bombs it. Doesn't quite get that one done though. And 2004 once again keeps that position. As later on in the lap in Brooklyn Corner. Big mistake there by 2004. He runs in too deep. Jack looks up the inside. Not quite a move there again. At Lovefield heading into Woodcote section. Before heading into Cops Corner, which is the fast right. Jack still with the overtake. The Rich Mix. Is he going to go up the inside into Cops Corner? Is there going to be contact here? There probably is. There is. Off goes 2004 into the gravel trap. And it's always spun out there. That was a bit risky and a bit of a bad choice to overtake in my opinion. As now Joe into P3 after the pit stops. He's coming under threat though from Golden Fast, who gets himself back into a podium position. Now next up, Golden Fast is Meg Centurion and then Harrison, who is leading the Grand Prix at this stage. Now Joe, he's lost a lot of the position to Extra Cornish, so he's just going backwards, and that's not what he wants at this point in the Grand Prix. Back to the leaders though, Golden Fast versus Meg Centurion, heading through the right-hander. Round the outside goes Golden Fast. If he can make this one stick, it's going to be another great move of this race. There's a slight bit of awkwardness there through that left-hander. Definitely a bit of awkwardness. Now, heading on to this back straight called Wellington Straight. Heading into Brooklyn Corner. Mega Centurion with the DRS. And the overtake and the Rich. Heading through into Brooklyn Corner. There's still something like Golden Fast loses the car, hits Mega Centurion. And I'm pretty sure that's given Mega damage. And that might just be the end of this battle if it has. Although saying that, Golden Fast waits up. Fair play, I gave you damage, I'll let you back through. But I do feel that this is costing Mega a chance of winning this Grand Prix. Because of penalties, as you can see, Mega's going to win this Grand Prix. Right now. But with the damage he's now going to be carried because of this battle, which could be another strat by the Ferrari boys to kind of take out your opposition to get the win. And it's a bit of a bad... No, I'm not going to lie, it's not very sportsmanship, but they're doing this on purpose. As he heads through Brooklyn Corner, you can just see he comes from nowhere, and I'm sorry, but like, it's pointless. It's just utterly pointless. And then he lets him back through. But look at the time that he's already lost. Like Harrison's already got a 2.3 second advantage. Mega's got damage, and straight away with the damage though, it's not really affected Mega as I thought as much as it would do. At this point, though, it's costing him a bit. But now onto the straight here, called the Hangar Straight. Up the inside goes Golden Fast into Stowe Corner. Once again, Golden Fast makes this move stick though this time I think. Now heading into Vale Chicane, I don't think there's any way back for Mega Centurion there. As we look further back to overtakes Joe Pilkey versus Extra Cornish. Further back was JJ versus someone else. There's battling going on everywhere. Right into Vale Chicane. Joe gets Extra Cornish. Nice move there by Joe. What else is happening further back? It's Extra Cornish makes a mistake by touching that curb. Does not want to do that. Off the track there. That was the Renault driver of Interlagos. He's now got off as well. And he was in P10. That was a points position for Interlagos. And he could have just thrown that away. Now, what happened with this battle after they went through Stowe Corner? He cut away. And I think something might have happened here. Heading into Stowe Corner then. It's side by side between Mega Centurion and Golden Fast in Stowe. Golden Fast makes the move done. And now You would think he's going to pull away here, but what happens after? Well, yeah. Golden has brake tested Mr. Mega Centurion, and if you don't believe me, let's have a look from Mr. Golden Fast POV himself. As heading into fail chicane, you're going to see that he brakes well early. You brake at the second board, and you can just see how visually slow he is through both the apexes. Brake test Mr. Mega Centurion, and that cost Mega the win. And it's just not sportsmanship like. I mean, it's given Harrison the win, but would Harrison have won if Golden Fast didn't mess up Mega as much as he did? That's the question of the day. As Harrison comes home to win the Grand Prix. I mean, fair enough to Harrison, it wasn't his fault, it was his teammate's fault. As Golden Fast comes home P2, but I'm pretty sure Mega gets P2 on the penalties after the race. As Joe Pilkey gets P4, but extra quarters P5, P6, it's going to go to YY, but you can see how far back YY is. And this is top 6, and he's 43 seconds behind. Mr. Extra quarters, he goes to Baggins and Beckett's, cuts a few corners. Nice little helicopter shot of YY as he backs out of Chapel Corner and onto the Hanger Straight. Next corner up for him will be Stowe Corner. He's got no ERS left, but he has got, well, fuel lights on as well. So is YY going to be able to get to the end of this with enough fuel? We're going to find out. He's now using a bit of overtake on this random straight. This nice little overtake button use, I suppose. Heading into Vale Chicane on the exit then, through into Club Corner to come home in a lonely P6. Probably not a race he wants to remember. JJ coming home in P7 and in the Mercedes. Nice points for JJ, and he deserves those points after a bit of a nightmare race at Austria. P8 got a Crimson, but on penalties, is Crimson going to stay there? Yes, he is. Further back, Jack doing some interesting driving there. I don't really know what's going on there. Jack's probably messed up the final corners, and he got a penalty as well. Oh dear. Well, there you have it then. Harrison wins, and I'm pretty sure Mega got P2. Leave your comments down in the comments. You see mine. He definitely brake tested him on purpose to give Harrison the win. Is that fair? No, it isn't. Is it sportsmanship? Not really. It's probably the most unsportsmanship thing we've seen in the league for a little while now. We'll see what you guys think in the comments. You know, get involved. See what happens there. I expect, of course, a little bit of arguments going to go on in the chat, but you know, you're racing for so long, you've practiced for this Grand Prix, and you've brake tested Mega. I mean, you can see why I'm a bit frustrated as well. I'm the person who's spectating, having to watch this. It is what it is, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your days. As a few drivers leave the session, you get to see all the race directors, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.